Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amira and today I have for you my empties. This is about 6 months worth of empties that I have collected. I had way more than that before I started my YouTube channel. I was posting my empties on my Instagram, so I don't have all of the things that I have emptied the first 6 months of the year anymore. I tended to take pictures of them, hold on to them to the end of the month, take pictures of them, post it on my Instagram, chit chat about it, and then chuck them. So I don't have any of those, and those were mostly makeup. I haven't had any makeup empties in a while, but I've had a ton of skincare sunscreen empties, and so we're just gonna go through those. And it's got like, this is my little empties box here, so I've got quite a bit. So let's jump in. First up, I have for you the Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water. I hold on to these, well, I purchased them, I'll put it this way. I purchased these not to take my makeup off. I don't really use these for makeup removal. I am very much a cleansing balm and then cleanser gal. I'm a double cleanser. I like these for removing makeup from items, clothing, things like that. Like I have a little makeup here, so when I'm done filming, I'm gonna take this off. I'm gonna take my now new bottle of this and I'm gonna wet it and I'm gonna put it on there and I'm gonna scrub it up with some cold water. Takes it right out. These have been amazing when I was, you know, for like reusable masks. If you wear cloth masks when you're out and you get makeup on them, foundation, this is like, for me, this is my hack for removing makeup stains. And I go through this quite a bit because I wear makeup. So I'm getting makeup on things all the time and these come in handy. So that is the first thing. Next up is an item that I had we've had a complicated relationship. When I first got it, I hated it. I was like, why did I buy this? Now I'm stuck with this huge tube of this stuff. I've got to get rid of it. Okay, I'm just gonna just barrel through and finish it. And then as I started to use it more, I kind of came around to it and now I kind of love it. And then I just repurchased a new one in the Sephora sale. So yeah, it is the Inkey List Oat Cleansing Balm. This stuff, here's the thing. What I love about this is, number one, the value. I go through so much cleansing balm that I used to use the Clinique Take the Day Off, which originally was $31 and they've now gone up to $34 for the full size jar. And it's a nice size jar, but if you're someone who's using it to take makeup off every day, that's a jar that you can go through in like a month and a half, 2 months. And so that means you're spending $34 every 2 months on one jar of cleansing balm. And so I love it, but I had to sort of reevaluate how smart that was to keep doing because that's a lot of money. I've tried a ton of cleansing balms. If you guys want to see a video about me talking about all the cleansing balms I've tried and which ones I recommend, let me know in the comments because I can do that. I have tried a ton. So I sort of went through this period of trying other slightly less expensive cleansing balms and seeing what I liked. And that's why I originally picked this one up. And originally it was a bust for me, but now I feel like it's not perfect, but it gets the job done enough where I am satisfied with it. I don't feel like it removes like mascara very well for me, but I will say that my lashes and my lash line hold on to like mascara and liner like glue. It's one of the reasons why I don't feel the need to wear waterproof mascara. My mascara just stays and I actually find it hard to get off. So for me, the litmus test for a good cleansing balm is if it can remove my eye makeup. This one does not remove all of my mascara or liner, but I do have an eye makeup remover that I use for those moments where I need to really like give my lids like a bit of a scrub. So those two in conjunction kind of work. And so I'm like, you know what? I can make this work for me. So I ordered another one because outside of that, it used to leave I felt like it left a film as well. And I still kind of feel like it does, but because I do a double cleanse, it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, it kind of has a heaviness to it that put me off originally, but now I've sort of learned to work with. So yeah, this one is like, I enjoyed it. I finished it. I bought a new one. The next one is another cleansing balm, and I think it like this one. This one I have so much to say, and none of it is good. It's leaking, so it's kind of sticky. But this is the Ren Clean Jelly Oil Cleanser. I hated this. I absolutely hated it. It doesn't remove makeup very well at all. Like, it's supposed to be similar to this. This is like twice the price as this, and it is like, this works so much better than this one does. I had originally been using this, and when I finished it, I started using this one. It's just not worth the money. It doesn't remove the makeup very well. I found that I still had a ton of makeup on after using this, and that kind of defeats the purpose of the product, especially at this price point. So for me, it's a bit of a bust. I don't recommend it. I don't have a lot of nice things to say. I will say also that the packaging is not the best. I felt like as soon as I started using this, it was leaking, and it's just in a regular tube, but it's like all leaky, and yeah, I'm no, don't do it, guys. If you see that, just skip it. I think that is like $20 something, and the Inkless one is like 10. So next up, I have an eye makeup remover that I tried. I don't usually like to spend, like I said, a ton of expensive money on eye or makeup removing products because I go through them so fast. But I was really intrigued by the Lancome by Facile eye makeup remover. So I got a little travel size, little mini size to try out. And I loved it. And luckily, like, it was right before the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale. So when I finished this, I picked up the full size at half the price, which I think these retail for like 30 something. So I got it for half of that, I believe. So I liked this so much, I bought a full size. Will I continue to purchase it? Probably not. But I will say I haven't been going through it as fast as I have other eye makeup removers. So I feel okay about that. Like, I feel like I will have that one for a little while. But yeah, I like it. Next up is another cleansing balm, and this one I actually really enjoyed, and I just wish it had more product in it. I will say that this one, of all of the cleansing balms that I've tried, this one is the one that reminds me of the Clinique Take the Day Off the most, and that is the Neutrogena Makeup Remover Melting Balm. I really like this. It's unscented, which I enjoy for cleansing balms. I don't like scented cleansing balms. I don't feel the need for that. But it takes off all of my eye makeup. It's really nice to the touch. It feels really good going on the skin. It doesn't leave a film. It's affordable, but having said it being affordable, you don't get a lot of product in this. You get 2 ounces, which isn't bad, but I went through this really fast. So it's like affordable, but I'm replacing it like within a month, maybe 3 weeks. So yeah, I enjoyed it. Would I purchase this again? I would. If they would come out with like a jumbo size of this, I would repurchase this. I have 2 of these bad boys because I use them constantly, and this was the CeraVe facial moisturizing lotion, the PM version. And the reason why I have 2 of these is because I was using these in the AM and the PM during the summertime. This makes a really good moisturizer. If you have oily skin, this makes a really good moisturizer like during the day. When you don't want something super heavy, you want something that moisturizes really well, but you don't want anything that's super heavy, that you feel sort of like will maybe clog your pores, or just, you know, for me, I tend to go for like gel consistency or lightweight moisturizers in the summer. And so that's why I have 2 of these, because I was using it AM and PM, which of course, you know, I was going through them quite quickly. So yeah, I have 2 of these now. I am not using these right now. I will repurchase probably in the summertime. But right now I'm using a different moisturizer, which I will mention shortly. All right. The next moisturizer I have is I literally just finished this. And it is the Aveeno Calm and Restore Oat Gel Moisturizer. I first tried a mini of this at the end of last winter, and I was blown away by it. I'm not a huge Aveeno fan. I think Aveeno's a bit overrated. But this moisturizer, And I'm going to get into another product from this line. It's specifically the Calm and Restore with the oat gel, the oat line. That's what the Calm and Restore line is all about, products with oat in them. If you have sensitive skin, this is awesome. For me, this is like just enough moisturizer in the winter. It's not too heavy, but it's just enough. And it makes my skin feel really plump and really hydrated. And I finished this one 2 days ago, day ago. So this is empty. And then I have a new one that I just reopened, but or just opened. But yeah, I love this for winter. If you're normal or oily and you just need a little something more in the winter, but not too much. Sorry, I've got like cat hairs floating. This is a great option. I think if you're dry, it might not be enough, but it's worth trying. It's got a really nice, it's kind of like a gel. It says it's a gel, but it's more like a gel cream hybrid. It feels very creamy, but also lightweight at the same time. Nice formula. I really enjoyed that one. Talk hydrators, because I've got a lot. I love hydrators. I am a firm believer in like, my skincare routine right now is probably the most simple it's been in years. I used to be one of those 10, 12 step people. At the time, it did wonders for my skin. It really got my skin to where it needed to be. But then I brought it back because, you know, I was using maybe a few too many actives and my skin was sort of like, that's enough of that, ma'am. So I was like, okay. So I backed off for a while and I've streamlined my skincare quite a bit. And right now my routine only consists of maybe 3 or 4 products. I am on tretinoin. I have acne prone skin. I've had acne on and off my entire life. But I'm on tretinoin right now and my skin is sort of chugging along. So I just want to keep the status quo. And so I'm not adding a bunch of like extra stuff. I still get occasional breakouts, but for the most part, my skin is doing okay. Knock on fake wood. Okay, so I usually do my double cleanse and then I go in with a hydrator. And the hydrator that I was using for a really, really long time is the Aveeno one from the oat line. And this one is kind of sticky because that Ren stuff leaked all over everything. But it's this Calm and Restore Triple Oat Serum. I have another one of these that I bought. I'm really bad about buying skincare backups. I don't buy a lot of makeup backups with skincare. I have a problem. I admit, I, Amira, have a problem with skincare backups. So I bought a backup of this, even though I'm not using it yet. I was like, you know, I'm going to get it while it's on sale. Because in the dead of winter, like we're just heading into winter, but when in Chicago, when we get to like January, February, that's when shit gets real. It's like -10. Your skin is just like, ma'am, mercy, you know? And that's when I used this, because last winter, this is what I used during that time. And it helped so much. Like this combo was like the jam for my skin. So this is just like a slightly heavier hydrating serum, just a little bit heavier. And my skin really liked it. So I bought another one. Again, I think this would work for all skin types because it is slightly heavier. And I think if you have dry skin, this would be a nice addition to your skincare. And then I have a little baby Belief Hungarian water essence that I got in like a gift set. And I enjoyed this. I did. I really enjoyed it to the point where I almost thought about repurchasing it. And maybe I will, you know, maybe when I want to switch it up and try something different, I maybe will order a full size of this. But yeah, I really liked this. The hydration was really nice. It's got a nice consistency. It's not too heavy, but it's not too thin. I used this in the summer, but I think this would work in the winter as well. I think it's a decent, it's got enough heft to it that I feel like it could do the job in the winter as well. But yeah, I enjoyed it. And then next is the hydrator that I just finished and that I just repurchased. So I have another one in my bathroom. And that is the Vichy Mineral 89. And I had been looking at this for ages and I was like, I don't know. Like at the time I was very much an Ordinary girl. Like I was using a lot of the Ordinary like hyaluronic acid hydrating serums. And I've since moved away from hyaluronic acid. I've really been paying attention to what dermatologists have been saying about hydrators and that glycerin is really sort of like the better hydrator. and I feel like my skin was kind of like over hyaluronic acid, not in the way that it was hurting my skin, but I just didn't feel like it was hydrating my skin that well. So I really looked into glycerin based hydrators, and so that's one of the reasons why I decided to try the Vichy, because glycerin is the top hydrator in it, and I've really been enjoying it. I finished this really quickly. This is the smallest size, so that kind of led me to believe I should probably get the larger size, which I did. So it comes in 3 sizes. It comes in the small, the medium, and the jumbo, and I got the medium size this time around. I enjoyed it. I think it's a good hydrator. Yeah. I have these two ColourPop Fourth Ray Beauty body milks. I got these for summer. I enjoyed them. I just got mini ones because I didn't know if I was going to like them, and I didn't want to, you know, buy a jumbo and then be loath to finish it, you know. So I got the mini. I really enjoyed the avocado one, but I think this is the one they discontinued, which, you know, of course, it's the one that I like, so it's the one that got discontinued. The white peach was okay. It was all right. But this one actually felt more hydrating. They're very thin. The body milk is basically that. It's like a milky texture, and I really loved that for summertime. My skin is eczema prone, dry, my body. So in the winter, I tend to go heavier with the moisturizers that I use. But with the summer, I tend to like slightly thinner ones that I can kind of layer. And those were nice. I don't know if I would repurchase them. I don't know if it's like worth repurchasing. I just enjoyed them. I used them up. They were fine. So, sunscreen. All right. So the first one is the Biore UV Watery Essence SPF 50 PA+++++ Aqua Rich. It's a lot. These are Japanese sunscreens, and they're amazing. This was my favorite sunscreen for a really long time, and I would just repurchase and repurchase and repurchase. I would say of everything that I own as far as skincare goes, sunscreen is the thing that I go through the most because it's the thing that I use every single day. More, you know, sometimes more than once a day if I'm reapplying. But I wear sunscreen every single day because if I'm leaving the house, I'm wearing sunscreen. If my house doesn't get a lot of natural light, so I don't really worry about indirect sunlight as much. But when I'm going out, I wear sunscreen. And in the summer, I was, you know, piling it on. So I went through these really quickly. And that's one of the reasons why I'm kind of going to stop. I think I'm going to stop buying them because I go through them so fast. Like I went through this in less than a month, and then I bought this one and went through it less than a month. It's just not a lot of product. So as much as I love them, and I think with Asian sunscreens, like Korean and Japanese sunscreens, they reformulate them every 2 years. So the formulation here is the 2019 formulation, and there's now a 2021 formulation, which I haven't tried yet, and I don't know. I'm kind of scared to try it because what if I hate it? You know, what if I hate it? So next up is the La Roche-Posay 100 Body and Face Broad Spectrum SPF, and it's the Anthelios Melt in Milk Sunscreen. I used this on my body. It was nice. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I did love the fact that it was water resistant because, you know, I'm a sweater, and in the summer I'm really a sweater, and so I like the fact that I didn't feel like it was just like my sweat was like melting off my sunscreen every 5 seconds. So yeah, I enjoyed it. It's on the expensive side, so, and I feel like the bottle, I went through this quite quickly because it's for the body. I really wish they had made like a bigger one since it's for the body, you know. It says face and body, but I'd never tried this on my face. I find that sunscreens for the body tend to be a little too heavy for my skin, like my face. Next up is the Kula, and it says the Kula Classic Body Sunscreen, and it is in the scent Peach Blossom. It's a lovely scent. It's very light. It didn't bother me. It's not, I don't tend to like scented stuff like this, but this was really light and really, really nice. So this is what it looks like, and I went through this. How long did it take me to use this? Maybe a month and a half, maybe. Yeah, not bad. Again, I love that it's water resistant. It's SPF 70. I try to do SPF 50 at least, with face or body. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. I will repurchase this for summer. I really enjoyed it. And then this little dude, I purchased this when Supergroup had a sale over the summer where they had all their minis were like 10 bucks. So I got a bunch of minis, and this was one of them. And I loved this so much that I bought the full size. So this is the little mini that I finished, and I now have the full size in my little sunscreen area over there. And what I love about the Unseen Sunscreen is by the way, that's what this is, SPF 40 Unseen Sunscreen from Supergroup. What I love about it is that I don't wear primer, but this is like a primer. And I enjoy wearing this under makeup. It gives a nice blurring effect. You can wear it on its own. The whole point is that it's something that you can wear with makeup or without, and it's supposed to blur and sort of perfect the skin, which it does. I tend to like use things that are a bit creamier if I'm not wearing makeup, because I do like to have some, I don't want my skin to feel flat. And I feel like with this, because it has that blurring effect, if you don't have anything else on, it can look kind of flat. But when I am wearing makeup, I'll use this one. It's very nice. And then I have two sunscreen fails. The first one is the Neutrogena Invisible Daily Defense Face Serum SPF 60 plus. This is still full. And the reason why it is in my empties is because this broke my skin out terribly. I had little white bumps all over my forehead, and I was like, what is happening? And I was using this, and then I kind of put two and two together because I stopped using it and they started to clear up. And it made sense because me and Neutrogena sunscreens do not get along, and I thought this would be different because it's lighter. It's not a cream. It's like a serum. The consistency is similar to this in that it's like a creamy serum. But yeah, my skin did not like this. And then when I mentioned that on my Instagram, I had a couple of other people say they had the same experience with this, that this broke their skin out. So I just abandoned. I was like, abort, and I just threw it in the empties. This one kind of makes me mad. This is the Avene, or is it Avene, excuse me, Thermal Solar UV Mineral Multi-Defense Tinted Sunscreen, SPF 50. I bought this because it was a tint, and I was really getting into sunscreen tints as sort of like an alternative when it's really hot to foundations. I then abandoned this whole idea and went just straight to skin tints and just wear my sunscreen under those, because this really kind of pissed me off. This was very expensive, and as soon as I started using it, it started, and I'm going to show you guys, look at what it's doing. Look at this. And this is even when you shake it, it does this. Can you see that? And it turned bright orange. Now, it only comes in one shade. It is more on the, which I think is utterly ridiculous for us. If you're going to do a sunscreen tint, you should at least have, 3 to 4 shades. At least, you would think, right? No. They just have the one. And this one is too deep for me. So I don't know how this would work on anyone who is of a lighter skin tone than me, because it's too orange for me. But the longer I had this, the more orange it got. Like, it would sit on my little makeup desk. I would pick it up, I'd shake it really well, and it'd come out and it would be bright orange. And it just got oranger. And now it's like silvery toned. So I'm not using this. So this was like, I think $34. Complete waste of money. And it still makes me salty. I'm not happy about this. It sits on that's why I eventually just threw it in the box, because I was sick of looking at it on my vanity, because every time I looked at it, I was like, this little CeraVe moisturizing cream, the little one. I buy these on sale at Ulta. They usually go on sale, and I'll buy multiples of these. These are my hand creams. I actually use this on my body too. So I have a big thing for the body, and then I throw these in my purse, or I sit them on my in my room on my desk to use throughout the day. Really great hand and body moisturizer. So I'm always purchasing those. And then I have these from Royale Beauty. I love Royale. I use a lot of their products, specifically their feminine care products. I also love their acne patches. Those are good if I get a little breakout. You know, a couple of weeks ago I was having a stressful week. I was working on a project and it was hella stressful and my skin went woo, and I just had breakouts all over my forehead and I was just slapping those acne patches on, just they did the trick. So yeah, I recommend Royale to a lot of people all the time, but I tried their facial cotton pads. This was a fail for me. The issue with these is that they're made from, I believe, bamboo. They're very, very thin though, and they aren't very absorbent. So what I found, and they're also kind of rough to the touch, which I don't really like something rough. You know, I tend to use these types of things to like help remove that extra eye makeup that I have with my eye makeup remover. I don't want anything rough rubbing on my, you know, on my lash line. That's not the biz. So they're a little bit rough. They're not very absorbent. They're very thin. I'll put it that they're very thin. So I often found that I had to use like 2 or 3 to get to soak up a product, you know, like something liquidy, and get it on my skin, because what I found was with the thin ones, it kind of just like absorbed it all and then it would be a big mess. So I would use 2 or 3 just to get something that was usable for me, where I wasn't just like, you know, losing product, if that makes sense. I hope that made sense for you guys, what I was saying there. It doesn't leave lint or anything behind, and it says that here. It says they're silky soft. They're not silky soft, guys. They're not. They were really rough on my skin. But yeah, I didn't love these. I finished them because I bought them and I wanted to finish them. But this is something that I love the idea behind, but they just didn't work for me. And I wound up just repurchasing my Shiseido cotton squares after using these up, because I felt, because of the fact that I was using so many at a time, they weren't actually that, the whole point is that they're supposed to be more absorbent, and they're thinner, and they're, you know, so you're using less, but I was using like 2 or 3 at a time. So it kind of defeated the purpose. So yeah, this for me was a bit of a fail, and it's probably one of the few fails that I've tried from Royale, but yeah. And then I have a shower gel, and this one is sort of kind of an empty. I threw it in here because I didn't want to talk about it, but it is the Vitabath Lavender Chamomile Body Wash. I have a little bit of this left, about that much, that's sitting in my shower, but that's going to be used up in no time. So I decided to just go ahead and keep this in. But I love the smell of this. I hated it at first because it doesn't really smell like lavender. It smells really fresh and clean, but it doesn't really smell like lavender to me. But I love it. It's a really nice scent when I'm in the shower. It smells lovely, and I've been enjoying it. And I have another scent that I'm gonna use up after I'm finished with this one. But yeah, very nice. And then I have is the Mamone Lip Sleeping Mask in Flower Plum Blossom scent. I like the Inky Oat Cleansing Balm. I had a journey with this lip sleeping mask. The first time I opened it up, and it smelled like someone had poured your grandmother's bottle of perfume, the entire bottle, into this little container, and was like, here you go, here's your lip sleeping mask. And it was very strong, and it overpowered everything, that to the point where I didn't even know if I liked the formula, because I was so put off by the scent. But I purchased it. I was like, I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna just use it up, and then I can open something else up. And I wound up using this, and I loved it. The formula is fantastic. It really is. It's really hydrating. It's a nice, the consistency is perfect. It's like thick, but not too thick. It's emollient, but not oily. You don't feel like slip, but it's not that, you know, that sticky one, you know, those really heavy sticky ones that you can get sometimes. I hate those kind. I'm using one like that now that I'm trying to get through, and it's just not the biz, y'all. It's not the biz. But yeah, and then what wound up happening is I just grew completely nose blind to the scent, to the point where I didn't notice it at all once I was finished with this. So would I recommend this? If you're super, super sensitive to scent, to the point where it like makes you ill, or like you get a headache, or like you get tummy ache, or, you know, no. But if you feel like you can just get over it, which is what happened with me, and I wasn't even trying to get over it, it just happened, then yeah, if you, I think this is a nice balm. I actually really liked it. And I actually went looking for it on Ulta's site because that's where I got it from and it wasn't on there and I was really sad. I was like, oh no. So I'm going to see if I can find this again once I'm done with my 50 million other lip slippy masks because I have a ton. Have my final lip balm, and this is the Revlon Kiss something something. The thing wore off. I bought this in the summer and I bought it because I have really pigmented lips, like the lines around my lips are very pigmented, and I noticed that they were getting a little bit darker than they had been previously, and I realized, oh yeah, it's probably from the sun. It's hyperpigmentation, Amira. Duh. If you're putting sunscreen all over your face, you might want to put some on your lips, girl. So I was looking for lip balms that had SPF in them, and all of the ones I found were absolutely horrid. I hated them. I was like, is there one that just has like it's just like a balm that happens to have sunscreen? All of them were just terrible formulas. I found this cute little one from Revlon in Walgreens for like $2. Used it the entire summer. Loved it. Probably gonna repurchase. It's in the I think it's like coconut. It's not like super coconutty either. It's just like a light scent. If you don't like coconut, they have other ones and they also come in like tints. This is just the clear one, but I enjoyed it. I would purchase this again. Makeup. Okay, this is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Mattifying Loose Setting Powder in Translucent. This was my favorite setting powder for years. It still low-key is. I have a backup. I know I said I don't buy backups, but I was so terrified when they announced that this was being discontinued that I purchased one. I like panic purchased, I admit, and I regret that choice, but I did it. It's done. It's sitting in my little drawer. I'm going to eventually use it. But this powder was fantastic. It lasted a really long time. I was actually shocked when I finished it. I was like, wait, what? Because I wasn't trying to pan it. I just used it up. Really lovely powder. I don't know if you can still get your hands on it. If I can find it, maybe I'll link it. I'll put a link down below for you guys. Gosh, this Ren thing like leaked all over everything. Everything's sticky. So gross. Okay. So I have the Bushy Brow Stronghold Gel in Baby Brown, and then I have the pen in Smoky Brown. These took me forever to use. I bought these in 2019, guys, in like the winter of 2019, and it took me until summertime of this year to finish these. This was never ending. I don't know what the hell this was. Every time I thought I was done, I would like go to use it and some pigment would come out. I'd be like, what? These are like the clown cars of brow products. I finally finished them. I repurchased them, and yeah. Why is there cat hair everywhere? Finn, really? But yeah. I enjoy these. I've repurchased both of these. Right now I'm using the e.l.f. Wow, whatever it's called. Brow Wow Gel. I'm enjoying that, but I still have this one, so I'm torn. I'm thinking I might finish the other new one that I have of this eventually, but it took forever last time, so maybe not. And then finally, my last product in this clown car of products is my Holika Tail Lasting Liquid Liner. This was all right. My biggest issue with this is that I felt like the product gets really clumpy. I don't know if you can see that. You see those little clumps on the brush? That's kind of how it got after a while. So I actually don't know if this is completely empty, but I wasn't able to use it because every time I would go in with it, it would just have clumps. So I don't know if this means it's just getting dried out or what, but yeah, I was not impressed by that, and so I just threw it in my empties because I couldn't get a decent line from it at all. And so this is my 6 months, maybe 5 months worth of empties. I feel like that was a lot, but maybe not. You tell me. Yeah. So these are my empties, and what I think I'm gonna do going forward, like I said, I've got plans going forward in December into the new year for things I would like to talk about on the channel. And one of them is panning things. I did a project pan this year, which I kind of abandoned, mostly because I wanted to stop doing it on my Instagram and move it over to my YouTube. And a lot of the stuff that I had in my pan list, I actually panned already. So I was like, I don't really have a whole lot to talk about anyway. But I'm thinking I'm going to do a little project pan for 2022. Wow, can't even believe I'm saying that. 2022, guys. I'm going to be doing probably a tiny project pan. I definitely want to do something that I can kind of like move some things out of my collection. But yeah, and I also think I'm going to be doing these little empties. I'm probably will do them maybe once every like 3-4 months or so, because I feel like even though I go through a lot of stuff, I don't go through it quite fast enough to have anything to talk about every month. Like that's not the case with me. So I'm thinking maybe once every quarter. You guys let me know. I will see you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like. And if you're not subscribed, please be sure to do so and hit the notification bell. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.